let's do this. So it is Tuesday. I'm heading over to the church. Only gonna be in the office for a little bit today. Going downstairs in a few minutes to help pack some lunches for a super cool ministry that we do here at the church. So this is where we're gonna be packing the lunches. All of those bags are gonna be full. Alright, so we are done packing lunches. We packed a ton of lunches in less than 20 minutes, and it was awesome. I love doing that kind of stuff because it's so concrete and you can just really see what you're doing. Now I'm off to the town green. So Hebrews 11 starts off talking about some stories from the Old Testament. So our lives are made up of stories. Every day is a new story. Every day is a new opportunity to make our story bigger, better, crazier, whatever we're trying to accomplish. That passage in Hebrews talks about sort of the story of the Old Testament and of the story of people of faith in the Old Testament, and none of those stories went without disruptions. When you look at things that have been around for a while, like trees, for example, and when you look at a tree stump and you see the rings, it's a fantastic example of sort of our lives and how the stories of our lives work. So when we look at trees and how they grow and the rings of a tree, it's an amazing example of how our lives work as well. And so when you're looking at the rings of a tree, you can see knots where branches are growing, and you can see the disruption in the pattern of the ring. So how much differently would we view the disruptions in our lives if we saw them as something that is adding on to our story and something that is making our lives more beautiful? Think about how ugly a tree would be if it didn't have those branches, if it didn't have these beautiful leaves and flowers and all of that to really embellish the trunk. And I think that the same thing is true in our lives. We have disruptions in our stories from where we think that they should go, or where we think that they need to, or where we want them to go. And what are they doing, right? They're just adding on to our stories, and they're making our stories more beautiful. Now I'm heading to a super cool coffee shop in downtown Duluth called Espresso Theory. Went grocery shopping today and came home, unloaded all of these delicious groceries out of a bunch of plastic bags, and it kind of got me thinking. How much are we willing to sacrifice to make our lives, our stories, if you will, easier and more convenient? Are we willing to sacrifice the health and safety of this beautiful earth that God gave us? So, speaking of our lives having stories, everything that we do impacts the earth in some way, right? So, I don't know about you, but this isn't exactly the story that I want to have in my life. So think about that, right?